Hey guys, the topic of today is Google Analytics, what it is, what it does, and how this will benefit you down the road for any future entrepreneurship that you may try to pursue. So Google Analytics is a free tool offered by Google that will allow you to create reports from your users that come visit your website or that may be using any mobile applications that you have created. So what this does and how it benefits you is it's real-time data. It is data that you can use to help make any improvements to your websites or improvements to your mobile application. And this can show a variety of different things from people coming and visiting, so the high traffic flow, or it could be how much time that they have spent with your applications or websites. So the first thing you want to do of creating this is you create an account. Then you'll have a tracking code, which is a special ID that is specific to your website or application. So if you have any data issue or software issues, Google has something to refer to. And then the final thing is you're setting up data filters. Now, what are data filters? This helps customize your data analysis and puts it into groups. So for example, you could have filters for account permission, the levels of permission access, or viewing filters. Now, there's a huge variety of filters that you can select to create your own personal custom data, but the best place to go to is Google's Help Center, as I could spend easily an hour or more to show you the type of different filters and what they do and how they work. But I will say this, any filters that you apply cannot be deleted, which comes to the three different views that you can use. The first one is your unfiltered view. This is your collection of raw data that you have entered, and this is where you do not want to put your filters in and you do not want to delete it. So if you have any issues with your data in the future, you can always come back to your raw data that you have saved. The next one is your main view. This is the main source that you would use for reporting your data and applying the filters that you wish to use. So if you are working with a team, this is the one that you use to share. Now the final one is the one you should be using the most before applying to your main view, since as I mentioned, you cannot delete the filters. This is called your test view. Best used for testing the waters with the different type of filters that are available. And you can use this for a few days to see the results that you get, and if it is the outcome that you wish to have, then apply it to the main view and receive the reports that you are looking for. So here's a first example of someone's using this for the amount of visitors, how many page views, and how much time have they spent. This is a very common way to see how efficient and effective is your website or mobile application, which I'll show an example of what that looks like in a minute. This one, they're using a geographic type of filter, so they can see the city. That way they can see where is it being the most used in the country. And then it's broken down with this pie graph to see, oh, okay, so the US I'm using it a lot, but not reaching so much to the other locations. Pretty minimal. Now here's the mobile version that I have mentioned before. So this is showing the different type of systems that are being used. They are showing page reviews, they're showing how much time someone's spending on it, and this is kind of cool. It's showing a bounce rate, which is this red section, pinkish red section here. It's showing how much time people are spending bouncing around with their applications versus spending time on one specific page. And they can also, this is cool too, you can see that they are showing how much of they've completed their goals, which I'll go over in a minute, that you can set up to help achieve the type of filters that you want to use. So as you probably remember in college that we learned about specific goal settings, which is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. This applies to your Google Analytics as well. If your goals could be purchase goals or the kind of ratings that you get from the people that are using your product. It's very important to have these goals be set accordingly with your filters, as this will group them together so you can have an effective, easy rating report. Now, there's 4 types of goals that you can set. It can be destination. As you saw previously, someone was using geographics to see how, where, and how far is their product being used. Duration. This is the amount of time spent for each session on your mobile or websites. Page screen usage. How much time are they actually using per page versus altogether of how much time they're spending. And then the event. This is where if you have videos or ads they have set up, you can see how often it's being triggered or clicked on. Pretty cool. Now, this is just some examples of setting up the goals within the Google. As you can see on this lower image, you can see that they have goals, content grouping, their filters, any settings that they may need to set up, and etc. This is kind of giving you an idea of what it would look like with Google and how you can set these up. Now, we went over the 4 types. These are the 5 areas of creating your goals to pair with your filters. You have SMART goals. This is a usage for advertisers to use to see how much traffic that you are receiving on your website or application, and if it would be usable for them to place ads and would they be clicked on. Funnel destinations, tracking the path of when they start entering into the site and when they're exiting your site. This can show the skipping of pages. This can show if they're spending a good quality time for the best experience and to making your website super successful and functional. Goal values. Assign a value for your priorities from 1 being the most, 10 being the least. You can set different values of your data. Goal ID and sets. So the goals, you can list up to 20 goals, which are then broken down into 5 groups. But if you wish to add more, as it is limited to only up to 20 goals, you have to create a whole new set of goals. And again, these goals can't be deleted, but you can stop tracking them once you either achieve the goal or if you created a new goal because this goal hasn't been successful, you can untrack it so that you can just focus on what's important. But I did discover that Google doesn't keep track of any changes that you make. So if you change your goals, which will then change the report outcome that you are looking for, it's best to keep it separate in a folder that you can refer to later if you're finding that your data isn't working out the way you were hoping for. So best practices with this is, as I've repeatedly mentioned, you want to pair your goals with your filters. You want to name the goals that's going to reflect these group of filters to make your reports easily readable. And then any changes made to your goals, be sure to record these changes and store them in a folder that you can refer to later down the road if you're finding your data isn't what you were hoping for. I hope you found this informational, and hopefully these tools can help you with any future businesses that you're going to try to create, or just for fun, like blogs or something. But if you got any questions about it or are curious about more information, just make comments in the discussion below, and have a great week.